So, we have had all 10 liveries released for the 2021 Formula One grid. Some of them good, some of them bad, and it's time to rank them. Most other YouTubers have done this already, so we thought, why not jump on the train and rank them as well? You may want to hear our opinion. You may not. It's currently testing, literally, as we are recording this, and there will be a testing roundup sometime next week. But for now, it's time to rank the 2021 liveries, starting off in championship order. So the champions first, Mercedes. Now, for me, this livery is not good. I like the black. I really liked the black last year. I like the silver, but not together, and especially not with the AMG sticker bomb and the way they faded it across and the shade of red. So I'm gonna say this goes in the bad category, but there's two of us here, so Dylan,
Yeah.
what's your opinion on it?
Well, I think it looks quite nice. I think they did put too much AMGs all over it. I don't know why they did that. I disagree with the fade. I think it looks quite nice around here. So for me, I would probably put it in the good. I don't think it's the best, but I think it would be good. So I don't know
Well,
which one
I'll
we're
let
gonna
you.
do.
I'll let you win on this one.
Oh,
You
cheers.
can have good,
We'll
but
put good.
next time I have the trump card to override your decision.
Take it in turns.
So yeah, take it in turns. Now this Red Bull, Dylan, what do you think about this Red Bull? Do you like it?
I mean, it's okay. It is the same. It's been the same for like 5 years or something. So I think it is a good design. They could have changed it a bit. I would probably put it in good or almost bad, but I don't think it's awful. So I would probably put it in good. And I don't think it's as good as the Mercedes, but it's not awful. So that's what I
Yeah.
think. It looks pretty nice, to be honest.
I would agree with you there. I would definitely agree with you there. It's a lovely livery. They have been using it a bit too long. I do like it. It pops out to me, but just I would put it in simply lovely. Apart from the fact they've been using it for since 2016. So I mean, come on, give the Red Bull livery designing guys a bit of fun rather than just changing the logos around. So yeah, I agree with you there, Dylan. That one goes straight in the good category. Now this McLaren car. My opinion sways on this one quite dramatically quite often. I'm a McLaren fan, and I don't mind the papaya orange. Some people really dislike the orange, but I quite like the orange and blue combination. And I'm going to say, I know it's a bit controversial, and I'll probably change my mind by the time this video comes out in the next hour, but I'm going to say simply lovely. I love the rainbow down the side of this year's car under the lights in Bahrain in testing over the last couple of days. Some of the pictures of it are just I really like it. Some of the photos of it are really good in my opinion. So I'm gonna go simply lovely. What do you think, Dylan?
I think it does look like a really nice livery. As I've said, like every video or in the car reveal for McLaren, I do prefer the Vodafone one. I still think it does look quite good with the blue and orange. I don't think it's quite good, simply lovely, but I think it's good. So I think we might put it in the good tier unless you really want to put it into the top tier. I don't mind, but I don't think it's incredible.
I think we can
I think
agree on
it's
good.
okay.
I
Yeah.
can agree with that. It's nowhere near as good as the McLarens from the early 2010s. So yeah, we can agree on that. It's a nice livery, but those Vodafone McLaren Mercedes were just lovely. But it's nice to see McLaren Mercedes back on the grid this year. They do have a Mercedes power unit. Onto another Mercedes powered team, Aston Martin. I like this livery. I like it a
Definitely.
lot, and I think that's pretty much all I've got to say on it. I liked it when it came out. I liked it an hour later, and I've liked it ever since. I know some people think, oh, it's just green, it's a bit boring. The pink, and then people also think that the pink's a bit. Why did they do that? Because the sponsor, can they not use black or like a nice lime green highlight like they do on their Le Mans cars or their GT cars or something? But I like it. I like the pink. I think it's a bit different. It looks good in Bahrain, both at night and in the day. And I just think it's a good shade of green. It's not really racing green, but it's a good shade of green, and it's good enough for me. And I've always had a soft spot for Aston Martin cars, and I like Vettel's, so that's going to go in simply lovely for
Yeah,
me.
I agree with you. It definitely looks like an amazing car. If they didn't have the sponsor BWT, I think they should change the pink to the Le Mans lime colour for the GTE cars. But I think it is probably one of my favourite liveries for this year. So I'm going to go with you and put it in the top tier.
Yes, yeah, I definitely agree. I definitely agree with that. I've just noticed that the tier list maker, which you can look at in the description below, it doesn't recognise lovely as a word, and I think Max Verstappen's actually going to be quite offended by that. Lovely is a word, as you will hear in this clip. Lovely is definitely a word. So Google, what on earth are you doing? Lovely, add that to the dictionary. Anyway, next up is the Alpine car, a car that Dylan, you really like this, don't you?
I
You've
think it.
always said you like this.
I think it does look very nice, with the touch of red on the rear of the car and a bit on the front wing. I think it's a really nice looking car. Not as good as the Aston, so personally I would put it in the good, but I don't think it's awful. You think it's toothpaste, don't you?
I do think it's a bit toothpaste, and I don't like the way they've done lines down the red at the back. But that shade of blue looks good at night and in the day, and I think we can say this for all of them. All the cars, even some of the worst ones we're getting onto on the second half of the grid, look better on track than they do in these renders. Some of the thing, have you seen any of the Bahrain ones and just thought, ooh, that's a lot better than I thought it was going to be, Dylan?
I haven't really watched much of the testing yet, so I'll have a look later and let you know. I do think that some of them do look really nice in day and night. Like the Aston, it looks good. Alpine is pretty good at day and night as well. So those two do look really nice. But I know you don't really like the Alpine car.
I don't mind it. The blue is a bit too bright for me. It's a bit too in your face. I think they could have done a bit more red. But yeah, I'd say it's a good livery. It gets the job done. It certainly draws attention, and it's not offensive. So I think we can both agree straight in that good category there. And now next up we have a Ferrari. We didn't actually do a video on this car. It's not because it was so disgusting that we were literally in bed ill because we'd just seen it and couldn't be bothered to get out of bed to do the video. No, we just didn't have time, basically. I really quite dislike. I like the red and black. Red and black is a colour combination that has always worked. I've liked every single Ferrari livery because they've all basically been the same, aka red. The front's nice. I like matte paint. I know some people don't. I like the black halo. The fade to the old darker maroon red from Ferrari's earlier days, I don't like it because I think it makes the car look dirty and unwashed. What do you think, Dylan?
I think it does look nice with the red. I like the bit here at the back where it goes slightly black or maroon. It does look really nice, but the thing that ruined it for me was the green on is it Mission sponsor? I think it looks awful. Don't know why they decided to do it. It just doesn't suit the car at all. So I think they should have just kept that black from last year. Otherwise, I do like the red with a slightly different shade near the rear end of the car.
Yeah, I dislike the red. I think some people like it like you do, but I think it makes it look dirty. But that green, there's a great shot, we'll put it on the screen, of Lewis Hamilton looking at it in testing and almost like, what have they done? Why is that there? It's for Mission Winnow, or Mission Spin Now, as people have called it. But yeah, that green, I mean, it draws attention to the sponsor, which might be what they want to do, but it makes it look disgusting, so I'm going to go get in the bin, just for that reason. I think you'd agree with me there, Dylan.
I would put it bad. I'm not sure. I'm on the line. No. Okay, get in the bin.
Bin. That green tips it over for me. It's like Vettel's, as Vettel's parting gift from Ferrari. He's just been sick on their new car.
Yeah, basically.
Then he's left. That's what Vettel's done. So yeah, definitely put that in the bin. Anyway, next up, the Alpha Tauri. Now, this is certainly an evolution of the car from last year, and I'm not the biggest fan. I like it. I don't think it's a bad livery. I like matte. I've said that plenty of times already. However, if you look at the front end shots, we don't have a front, we have a side-on shot there, but especially on track, when it's coming at you from, as they often do film it, it's coming at you from the cameras, I think there's too much blue. There's almost no white when you're looking straight at it, and it just looks really almost block coloured in, and it's a bit too dark, and it doesn't stand out. So I think it's a nice livery, and from the side it's really nice, but a bit more white on the front. Would you agree with me there?
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I think the white around here is quite nice, but on the nose of the car they should have had a bit more white. It does look a bit too navy blue like. I do like it, but not as much as they did last year. I think last year it was perfect, and then should have just kept it the same. So I would probably put it in the bad tier. I don't know what you would do.
Yeah, I'd put it in the bad. Just for the rest of the shots are fine. I like that blue and white combination, but from the front, which is where you mainly see shots from on track, you pretty much always get things from, because just the nature of how they film cars on tracks, it just makes it not look a good livery. And you see them on tracks, you don't see them in studio renders all year long. So I don't like it. And on-board shots as well. Again, it's a lot of blue. So just a bit too much blue. And now, next up, it's time to clean our teeth. It's the Haas car, the Ural Carly. How do you say it, Dylan?
I have no idea how to say it.
No, I don't think anyone does. Ural whatevery. Let's just call it Daddy.
Daddy's car.
Daddy's car number 2. It's a bit more blatantly Daddy's car than Lance Stroll. Yeah, it's the Ural Carly, not Russian flag, but Russian flag Haas F1 car. As a livery, excluding the reasons behind it, I don't mind it. I think there's a bit too much white. They could have done with a bit more black, but I like red and blue and white as colours. I think they work quite well together. I would be tempted to put it in good, but I don't like why they've done it. So I think Dylan would agree with me.
Yeah,
I don't think you like
agree.
the livery as much, but I think for the reasons behind it, I wouldn't say get in the bin, because when I see that car, I don't think, ooh, that's not nice. I think they've designed the livery quite well, but yeah, I think we're going to have to go bad due to all the reasons we've discussed, basically because of Mazepin, really. And next up, we have an Alfa Romeo. Now, this, people generally like this, and some people absolutely love it. And I can see why. I like red, and I like that almost peachy deep red, and I like the white, and I like the way they've done the reversed thing on the engine cover, the reversed Alfa Romeo logo. I think it all works well, to be honest. It just works. It's a good-looking car on track. The body shape's quite cool and interesting, and I like the way it goes from darker colours at the bottom. There's enough black on there to the white at the top. So I might be tempted. What do you think, Dylan? I might be tempted for Simply Lovely.
I don't think it's quite good. Simply Lovely. I think it's definitely good. I do like what they did, although they did just basically switch the red and white around from last year. But I do like it a lot more than they did last year. The red and white together looks quite nice, especially the red halo. I think it does look pretty good. I would put it in the good tier, but I'm not sure what we should put it in.
I think I'll agree with you and go good. When I first saw it, I did think good, and on track, it doesn't stand out to me. It's that Aston that really stands out to me. And finally, we have last in the grid. Hopefully not last in real life. I've got hope this year for them. As if you listened to our podcast at all last season, it was Will Williams get a point, the episode. But yes, this Williams car. Now, in those renders, it looks awful and like a My Team car. And from some angles, especially from the front, which is, as I've said, is the angles you mainly see it from, it does look quite good on track. I genuinely do like it on track. From some angles from the front, but the back of it just lets the side down. Don't you think, Dylan?
I disagree.
The back end.
I think
you disagree.
I think it looks amazing. The blue and the white together. I think it just looks really good. Definitely my favourite Williams livery they have done. So I would put it in the top tier with Aston Martin. I think it looks incredible. But definitely probably my favourite on the grid.
The thing for me is the front is nice. The front's alright, but the back end, it's just too plain. That Williams logo with the stripes over it, the Lavazza, which is so small and at the top, and then the black, which comes up and look like they've forgotten to cut it away. It just looks like they've done the front relatively well, but the back just, it lets the side down. My favourite liveries for Williams in recent years have been those 2017, 2018 Williams Martini cars. So, I mean, Dylan, I've been commanding a couple of them, so I'll let you put it in Simply Lovely. I think that's going to annoy a couple of people. It doesn't annoy me too much. I don't mind it as a livery, but yeah, that is our livery ranking. I know it's quite different to some others, especially based about the Williams and the Alpha Tauri as well. But we like some liveries, we dislike some liveries like everyone, and we have some well, not very strong opinions, actually. The majority of them have just gone in good, which is good to see, considering we'll be looking at them for the next 12 months. But that is all the livery rankings for the 2021 season. If you're sick of liveries, fair enough. We're not going to be talking about liveries much more for the rest of the season, hopefully. We've got testing content coming out next week, a roundup of all the testing, and then there'll be a pre-season preview before the first race in Bahrain, which is in 2 weeks' time. Looking forward to that, aren't you, Dylan?
Yeah, definitely looking forward to see the cars going off again for the start of the season. It'll be a close one, I reckon, this year between Hamilton and Verstappen, but we'll find out in November who will come out on top.
Yeah, we will. It's hopefully a full good season of racing, and we'll be there to cover every race with predictions as well. But for now, I've been Ed.
And I've been Dylan. Bye bye.
Bye bye.